Well, good evening, and thank you for joining St. Vincent de Paul for our first ever Calling All Angels virtual gathering. I'm Rick DeBrule, and I'm glad to be with you this evening for something, well, a little different. Now, I want to tell you that we are all here in the studio. We've been wearing our mask and adhering to social distancing, but I want to put the mask aside for just a moment, for a few minutes, to share a very important message with you. And by the way, we want to thank you for being here. We know many of you have been signed on for quite some time waiting for this to happen. We've been watching the chat and all the comments as you've been talking back and forth, including the person who said they had hip surgery yesterday and wanted to make it a point to watch tonight. So let's get right to it, because we hear from so many people about the uncertainties and all the challenges facing our communities. People who are out of work, children out of school without childcare, families who are not able to pay their rent or utility bills, or buy food or even diapers for their children. There are so many people who need help right now, and we know that's only going to increase. In the coming weeks and months, an awful lot of families will be forced from their homes because they can't pay their rent or they can't pay their utilities. In fact, tonight, more than 68% of you suggested the most vital work ahead for St. Vincent de Paul, and probably our entire community, is preventing homelessness. Where will those families who are struggling find hope during these uncertain times? And those of us who are blessed to live in an air-conditioned home with food to eat and the ability to provide for what our children need, well, we aren't immune from uncertainty or despair. You know, this is really a hard time for all of us. We have a need to connect, to feel like we are part of a community once again. Now, in that live poll, we asked what word comes to mind when you think about St. Vincent de Paul, and two words stuck out: hope and compassion. We're here tonight because we're all looking for something to hope for, and we're all searching for compassion. And St. Vincent de Paul has a vision for how all of us together can bring that hope and compassion to life in our community.
Prayer for a pandemic. May we who are merely inconvenienced remember those whose lives are at stake. May we who have no risk factors remember those most vulnerable. May we who have the luxury of working from home remember those who must choose between preserving their health or making their rent. May we who have the flexibility to care for our children when their schools close remember those who have no options. May we who have to cancel our trips remember those that have no safe place to go. May we who are losing our margin money in the tumult of the economic market remember those who have no margin at all. May we who settle in for a quarantine at home remember those who have no home. As fear grips our country, let us choose love. During this time when we cannot physically wrap our arms around each other, let us yet find ways to be the loving embrace of God to our neighbors. Amen.
Hello, I'm Steve Zabilski, Executive Director of St. Vincent de Paul here in Arizona.
And I'm Shannon Clancy, Associate Executive Director. We're so grateful that you are with us, not only tonight, but as partners in our work to feed, clothe, house, and heal.
On March 13th, our service model changed dramatically in response to the pandemic. We moved away from dining rooms feeding hundreds of people in favor of serving to-go meals in safe, socially distant ways. We're making food in our kitchen and partnering with locally owned restaurants, and we're still serving more than 4,000 meals every day. We shifted to heal people through telemedicine, and we partnered with CVS to operate a COVID testing site within our medical clinic, handling hundreds of requests each day for testing, saving lives, and working to protect the health of the larger community. Our staff, our partners, and our donors made sure that we didn't miss a meal. We didn't turn away people in pain, and we found ways to deliver the food and support people needed in their homes. As Executive Director, I am so proud of that St. Vincent de Paul is an organization people can turn to in their most challenging times.
During this time, we had to ask most of our volunteers to stay home to protect their health and safety. St. Vincent de Paul, which has always been a place for people to connect and to embrace one another, has had to figure out how to serve in physically distant ways. And we miss being with our volunteers and donors, with all of you, not only for the support you provide, but for the spirit of community, collaboration, and encouragement that you offer to us in our work. So we're all feeling a bit more isolated and more uncertain than ever before. All of us here tonight, we're searching too, to be reconnected, to help others, to be part of something bigger that offers hope for ourselves and for our community.
So for all of us, there is St. Vincent de Paul. Whether your needs are basic, food, clothing, shelter, health care, or more complex, human connection, the desire to serve, creating change, the Society of St. Vincent de Paul is truly the society of we're all in this together. Perhaps this crisis is our greatest calling, and now is the time when we are called more than ever before to provide the help, healing, and hope our world, this community, so desperately needs. Over the last few months, we've created an app-based charity network. We've named it Angels on Call because it will allow each of us to be the angels our neighbors need, answering the call to serve in their moment of crisis.
Our invitation to you is to come together, to join something bigger than any one of us, bigger than any single challenge or uncertainty. Tonight, we invite you to help create a stronger, more resilient community that works for everyone, that cares for the most vulnerable among us, and that recognizes that no matter who we are, we all have a deep need and desire to help, to build, and to care for one another. Our invitation to you is to become the angel that our neighbors need and deserve. What if we were the people who decided to create a stronger community? What if we were the angels that just one family needed? How could we, each one of us, change someone's life forever?
My day begins with waking up and just thinking that this is my purpose, this is my mission of being here, of really helping others and seeing the teaching value in them. So it was a summer, I'm a brand new mom, my daughter is 5 years old, and I had a home and I had to decide. And the deciding factor was if I was going to pay my light bill or it's going to get turned off in the middle of the heat and or buy some food for we can eat. So I remember walking in and just taking a deep breath and saying, okay, I'm here. Just the peace that comes with you and says pride, you gotta set that aside because you really need the needs. It's not a want, it's a need. I really need the electricity to be paid so that we can stay in our home. And walking in with a 5-year-old daughter and she's asking questions, where are we? And all we remember is that gentleman that helped us out back then, maybe 20 years ago, just really said, it's okay, and they helped us.
Just like a monster.
The fact that somebody's gonna help you and really take the time to hear your story and say that, you know, you just need one more chance, and that's the chance that we needed that summer 20 years ago. And be back and reflecting and just the journey that I've been on. I am beyond grateful. because I feel like if they didn't give me that opportunity, I don't know what I would have done. Would I have still continued to be a teacher, or would I have continued that path? But the opportunity that St. Vincent de Paul helped me back 20 years ago, I am beyond grateful.
I'm here with Cheryl Strong, the director of the St. Vincent de Paul Resource Center. And your team works with so many families like Christina. Tell us about what the situation is like right now.
Rick, we have never been busier. Because of this pandemic and its effects on jobs, income, and health, families who have typically been stable and able to pay their bills are afraid. They're afraid because they don't know where to turn. They're afraid because they've never had to ask for help before. They're afraid because they don't know if they'll have their homes in a week or a month.
So let's say a family comes in and they do need help paying that rent. What is it you can do?
First and foremost, we treat everyone with care and dignity. We work as their partner. We help them think through their full situation, not just their need for rent. Do you have enough food? Are you behind on your car payments and car insurance? How about the basic needs like diapers or toiletries? We help families holistically. That's the only way they're going to find stability again. Then we work to make sure they're in the safest possible living situation. That may include paying their current rent. That may even include helping them find a new place to live. The big idea here, Rick, is that every family's situation is unique, and so is our approach to caring for them.
Which is really important. So how do families find you?
What many people don't know about St. Vincent de Paul is that we have volunteers throughout the state who help to meet the needs of families in their local communities. We call those volunteers Vincentians, and they work in groups called Conferences of Charity. We have more than 80 Conferences of Charity, more than 3,000 volunteers in neighborhoods all across our state, providing referrals to families and telling us about the families who need us most. I would encourage you and everyone with us tonight, if you know families who are on the brink of homelessness, who have no food to eat, who need help, access, and care, one of the best things you can do is give them the hope of St. Vincent de Paul. Have them contact us through the email you see on the screen, phxcares@svdpaz.org. That's phxcares@svdpaz.org.
So a large number of the people who took part in our survey say they've wondered, or they've heard other people wonder, what the best way is to provide the most caring, impactful support for people in this situation. So Cheryl, tell us, what is it you need?
What we need is a big network of people holding the line, saying, when a family needs help, you call me. Call me when we can keep a family off the streets. Call me when a family needs a little help with their rent, or to keep their lights on, or to buy their medication. Just call me. If families in need, families who are afraid or are feeling shame, already know that St. Vincent de Paul and our community is there to lift them up. It takes away the fear. It lessens the shame. It allows me and our team to say yes to more families in need. And we can do that, Rick. We can build a community that is lifted up by its strongest and most caring members.
All right, well, thanks a lot, Cheryl. We really appreciate that. I think your sharing comes at just the right time to just the right people. So let's hear from Jason and Ryan right now about how you can become a part of that network.
I'm Jason Reed, Chief Innovation Officer at St. Vincent de Paul.
And I'm Ryan Corey, Chief Strategy Officer. Over the last number of months, we've thought about what Cheryl just shared. How do we create a network of charity so large and powerful that it lifts up people in need before they hit bottom?
Since April, we've been building our solution. and we're now ready to invite you to be part of building it with us. Our solution is Angels on Call. It will become St. Vincent de Paul's first ever mobile app, pairing real-time emergency needs with supporters who have already agreed to be on call for family crises. What you're seeing here is a real family, a real need, and exactly what you'd see as a member of Angels on Call. We've created a one-to-one system for people who need help and those who can offer it.
Christina's need was less than $200. That's all it took for her and her daughter to be on a stable path. We can do the same thing for the many families who will need us in the coming months. And here's how. By signing up to be an angel, it means making a commitment to support a family in crisis when you're called upon. Signing up means you're on our founding team. You're helping to build a network that supports your neighbors. Signing up means you'll only be called one time per year unless you want to be called more often. And the only thing we need from you tonight is your commitment to be on call when crisis hits, to be the angels our neighbors need.
Our first angels were Melissa and Kevin Lang and their 3 children. They believed in our approach to using a charitable network as a means for human connection. Let's go to Rick and the Lang family to hear about their experience.
Well, hi, Melissa. No pressure here, but I want you to know you're in more than 300 homes across North America right now to talk about the Angels on Call program and your experience. And I want you to start by talking about how is it your family joined this?
We had some involvement with St. Vincent de Paul in the past. I met a gentleman locally in Phoenix named Ryan, who's a big part of the organization before COVID, and just really impressed by everything. And then when COVID hit, he was explaining to me Angels on Call and just the immediacy of what they were working on using technology. So really through Ryan is how I heard about Angels on Call.
So what was your experience? What happened?
I was driving in the car to Flagstaff with my family. I got a call and there was a family in need and a crisis, and I signed up for the app and was able to immediately provide some financial, help to them.
So we've just texted a link to everybody who's watching right now that will allow them to sign up for the Angels on Call program. If somebody's thinking about it, they're watching this program and they're on the cusp, they're not quite sure what to do, what would you tell them?
I would say this is as pain-free as it gets in terms of using technology to charitably give money to families in need during this crisis at no fault of their own. They have found themselves in, a financial struggle where a little bit of your dollars can go a long way. I think there's really no excuse not to participate.
So you've, I'm sure, helped many other programs. You've probably been a part of other great things. How is this different? What's different about Angels on Call to you?
I think, this isn't about a big gala, a big charity event. This is about quick, immediate resources going to families in need right now. COVID has created some significant opportunities to help families get back on their feet. And you can do it from your home. You don't need a mask. You don't need to go anywhere. You can just use the app. And a little bit of your money can really stretch very far for these families.
Well, Melissa, I know you've got 3 little ones in the house right there, so I appreciate the fact you've taken some time to spend with us, and I appreciate the fact that they've been pretty quiet during all this, so that's pretty impressive.
Thank you. Yes, they have so far.
And most importantly, we want to thank you for being a founding member of Angels on Call.
My pleasure.
Thanks to the Lang family for allowing us into their home. Today we are live in more than 300 locations. Many in Arizona, of course, but also in Oklahoma, Minnesota, Pennsylvania, and Canada. To everyone who registered, we sent ahead a small box. You'll definitely appreciate the treat, provided by Nam's Bake Shop, a family-owned business founded right here in Arizona. Nam's owners, Trevor and Chelsea Martin, are also founding members of the Angels on Call network. We've included a small note in that box. Would you take that out and open it? It looks something like this.
Inside, you'll find a story. This is a real story of a family who came to St. Vincent de Paul in crisis. Read why they came to us. Loss of a job, loss of income, a sick family member. These are things that can happen to any of us. Because of Angels on Call, we were able to help this family immediately. These stories you're reading, these families were supported by angels. Here are just a few.
Hi, we're Shane and Virginia Moon.
And we helped Jeffrey and his kids. We joined Angels on Call so that we could help be a blessing to others.
And we knew we could help be a blessing to others through this bold approach to connecting people directly with need and capacity. It's a great experience.
Angels on Call is a brand new initiative put out by St. Vincent de Paul. Signing up today could make the difference for someone in your community. We signed up for Angels on Call because we wanted to support our local community. We found that through this program, we were able to help somebody in need and be a positive light.
I joined Angels on Call for a pretty simple reason. For years, I had been volunteering and donating money to organizations I wasn't truly connected to. And sometimes when you give money to an organization, you have no clue where it goes. So when I heard about St. Vincent de Paul's Angels on Call app, it really brought to light very quickly exactly where your money was going and exactly who you were helping. And personally, I love that. I attach really well to hearing a story, seeing where the money's going, and then knowing the impact that I made at the very end of it all. So this was a no-brainer for me.
We think others should join with us on Angels on Call because it really introduces you to a personal connection with somebody in our actual community who has need. And that's a really special experience.
I believe that others should sign up for Angels on Call because it's a way for us to support others in our community in a time of need.
Others should join Angels on Call if you really want to be about something bigger than yourself and be a part of our community and truly helping others in need. Furthermore, if you want to know exactly where your money is going and who you're helping, Angels on Call is the perfect way to do that in the easiest fashion.
We also want people to know that St. Vincent de Paul is a great organization.
And through Angels on Call, once again, St. Vincent de Paul is proving that they are more than willing and able to put their faith into action. We hope you'll sign up.
If there's one thing you should know about St. Vincent de Paul, it's that they're helping not just dozens, not just hundreds, but thousands of people right here in the Valley. These are our friends, our family, and this is our community, and St. Vincent de Paul needs us to step up big to help them out.
Angels on Call for the win.
You've had a chance to read the stories, to hear from others who are part of Angels on Call, our network of charity. I want to ask the question one more time. Are you willing to join a charity network that will become so caring and compassionate that we'll always be able to say yes to families?
Angels on Call gives all of us that chance. Using the link we texted to you, will you sign up to be an Angel on Call right now and help families in crisis?
Think about what would happen if we all stood together, refusing to let families fall into homelessness. What would our community look like? What would it feel like to know that we're holding the line and lifting up families in need?
And this is the opportunity we have right now to lift families up, to lift all of us up together. We hope that you will join us and be part of it.
Well, we want to thank all of you for your participation this evening, your care and your generosity to help work and feed and clothe and house and heal, keep us moving in the right direction. I'm being told that right now a lot of you have already signed up. In fact, you're saying yes to becoming an Angel on Call. I know we had 116 just a moment ago, and the number has been going up as we've been going through this.
Rick, I'm not sure we could have predicted this. This is an incredible response from our community. So thank you to all of you. I know Angels on Call will be transformational for our community. I really believe that. And joining Angels on Call is all of us making a bet on the good. And we're surrounding ourselves with others who are making that very same bet, that the future of this community is not uncertain. There is great hope, compassion, generosity, and yes, there is great good. We can do this. I know we can support everyone in our community with dignity, humanity, and compassion together.
Yeah, Ryan, together is right. It has been a pleasure to be with you this evening. Especially, we want to say thank you to Cherilyn Strong and her team, and as well to Steve and Shannon for leading such a wonderful team and organization. You know, these people really are the real angels in our community. But of course, we have to say thank you to all of our new Angels on Call. And we also want to tell you to spread the word. Make sure you tell others about this program so the numbers of people involved can grow and the number of people we can help can grow as well. One of the things we all know, in difficult times, we find great joy in serving others. We wish you a good night and a continued safe and healthy summer.